Morning. Let's get it. Time to watch the monster go to work against the Filipino Flash. This should be a fun one. When that first fight was so good, I'm so glad that they're gonna do this again. Man, I can't believe it's been 3 years since their first fight. It's crazy it's been that long. It's nuts. I can't believe it's been 3 years. It doesn't seem like it, but I can't. Donaire broke his orbital last time. Let's see what happens. Clearly, I think the big question is how much of a 39-year-old Donaire is going to show up. You know, with that kind of pace and output, that's going to be tough. Both guys have been, even though through the pandemic, have stayed active. Donaire in particular, even though he took a little bit of time off after the INOUE fight, he's still been active and winning. Broke, what's going on, man? Oh my god. So, I'm so surprised, man. Oh man, I'm shocked that they have Andre Ward on so early on. I would have guessed they would have had like big time B team doing the commentary, but they got Andre Ward, so I'll take it. Because Tim took the last fight on Saturday, so Ward's gonna take this one. Which I'm fine with. Joe Tessitore I don't have to listen to. Oh my goodness. Hopefully they will start main event, or main card I should say, in about 13 minutes. But who knows? ESPN last time made us do about 4 hours of watch time for a total of about, I don't know, 49 minutes of total boxing. Like 4 hours of a live stream for 49 minutes of boxing from ESPN on Saturday. So we'll see. We'll see how they do this morning. Sweet. Looks like they're going to start getting right into it. I mean, if it wasn't this rematch, I don't think I'd be up right now. I wouldn't have got up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to watch this for basically almost anyone else other than INOUE and Donaire. Oh my gosh. So, with this fight, I'm wondering if we're going to see it go the full 12 rounds. I think last time, with INOUE having to make game plan switches, because Donaire was so successful in the fight at certain moments. I think that it enabled it to go 12, which I think a lot of people were surprised by. Not that Donaire is not a good fighter and deserves to go 12, but INOUE was just walking through guys. So I think a little bit of humbleness came into play, going 12 with Donaire in a good way for INOUE, that you can't just like knock people out. So that's the other part of it too they're talking about right now, is that Donaire was, I mean, future Hall of Famer Donaire was purely confident, obviously, the first time as well. And I think it's a good point. So I think that certainly helps, knowing that you can win and you're there to win, not just be served up. Man, I gotta go back and watch that fight again. They're showing highlights from it, and I just was like, oh god, that's such a good fight. One thing's for sure, ESPN wants to make INOUE a star here. There's no question. The amount of promotion, the amount of like general hype that they're doing right now. So I do think that it was, you know, INOUE getting his hand raised at the end of that fight was legit. But man, what a fight. It looks like we're going to get underway. So yeah, I didn't realize this. INOUE's younger brother is on the card and is now coming out right now, which is super cool. That's a lot to live up to. That's tough. That's really tough to be on the same card as your brother, and your brother's like pound for pound best right now in the world. So first fight so far, about to get underway. Let's see if INOUE's brother here can start off with a bang. And the other part of it too, compared to like US or even UK boxing, the amount of people that are already seated and in the crowd for the first bout, it's fairly not completely packed, but I mean there's a lot of people there already, which I kind of enjoy the fact that people actually show up early for fights like this. You know, the US is almost completely empty. You know, the UK is almost completely empty for the first fight. So they're doing ring announcements right now. I do not know this guy that INOUE is going to be fighting right now, but he's got a sweet robe that he's wearing. So So super bantamweight first fight. WBO South Pacific Asian belt. I don't know. It's not a main belt, but whatever. There's something there. There's a trinket involved. I enjoy that. So it looks like, I keep on calling him Inoue's brother, but does not have the God-given power that Inoue does. He only has 3 TKOs or 3 KOs in general, and hasn't had a knockout since 2018. So might not get fireworks per se in that sense. All right. Yeah, so Dakoume has an 18% KO percentage. So he's had 3 KOs out of 15 wins. Not exactly the same power puncher as his brother, but that's okay. The guy he's going against is 28-8. Who has a little bit more, 42% KO percentage. Looking through his resume real quick, we'll take a quick peek. No one in particular stands out, but he clearly has had a pretty decent career because he's been fighting since his debut was in 2007. So he's fighting a pretty seasoned, 34 years old, and he's been fighting for years. So this is no easy task at hand. Dakoume started in 2013 as a professional. It looks like he had 13, 14. He did a couple rounds, couple fights, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so he's been active the entire time. He did take 2020 off. So his last couple fights have been in 2021. So we'll see. When's the fight on? Well, we just had the main event the main card just started, so we probably have a couple hours. So we have a 34-year-old versus a 26-year-old, kind of similar to what we're going to be seeing for the main event. Dakoume is looking very composed. His opponent is a little bit more erratic. Dakoume is a very poised, oh, huge left hook. That was a wonderful punch. Good timing on that. He definitely has a similar stance and style to Inoue. But man, he just cracked him with a left hook. Nice body work, then came upstairs. This might not go 12. He keeps landing these shots. I mean, if this guy got hit by Inoue's power, he would have been knocked out by now. Ooh, nice left hook right there after taking some body shots and being on the ropes. Furuhashi doing some good work with pressure, getting Inoue up against the ropes. Furuhashi looks a little... He looks a little bit more awkward. Just his body movement. Inoue's very, very calm seeming. He seems real, like very focused. Nice uppercut right there from Inoue. Interesting. Furuhashi just trying to use that pressure right now. Lighter weights get, yeah, much love in Japan for sure. Absolutely, bro. And that's like that's kind of, I mean, that South Pacific, Japan, I mean, they dominate some of those weight classes. So, and honestly, for me, it's just the volume of punching that comes out of it is phenomenal. You get to actually see guys going at it fairly quickly. They don't do a huge feeling out process. I do feel like in comparison to, you know, even lightweight, they take their time a little bit more. When you're talking super bantam, these guys are getting at it right off the bat. Especially if they're not too scared of each other's power. They do like to go right at it right away. And just immediately, you know, get to work, which is cool. Some good shots, though. Inoue landed some good shots. It's 5 a.m. where I'm at. I didn't know this fight was this early. Yeah, I know. Hey, Jordan, what's going on? Yeah, same. It's 5 a.m. here as well. And then it was like last night, and I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, no. I got to get up for this. I can't miss this. Inoue with a nice jab, doubling up. Furuhashi, he doesn't look as polished as Inoue, but, you know, physically he is the bigger man in the ring. Oh, man. Inoue tries to land a huge left hook. Furuhashi is able to get his glove in there, but man, that would have been a huge left hook again. The biggest difference I'm noticing here in style, Inoue is very compact and has really solid, like really nice boxing form. Furuhashi like has a tendency to drop his hands, especially if he wants to start getting, he gets a little anxious, like he wants to start doing work, and he drops in particular his guard hand, and that's why Inoue is timing that hook right now. I'm about to watch the fight on my laptop. Stream on our phone. Awesome, dude. Discord is up. Yes, it is up. Okay, so second round so far. We got 1 minute left. Right now, Inoue is basically controlling that distance a little bit. Anytime Furuhashi gets inside, he wraps him right up, which isn't the most, you know, fun thing to watch, but at least the ref is allowing them to work their way out of it. So I'd say the better work this round is Inoue, but Furuhashi is doing better than I expected in this round so far. A lot of inside fighting. This ref is allowing them to work in the phone booth, and actually Furuhashi landing some beautiful uppercuts. He does look like he has a cut over his right eye, though. Yeah, definitely has a cut over his right eye. He's not too happy about that. Definitely not too happy about that. Immediately after the round, he reached for it and kind of double checked to see if he was bleeding. I did not check who Berlanga is going to be fighting next. Honestly, I'm a little off the Berlanga hype train right now. Let's see. Oh, God. Well, that'll be an easy knockout. That'll be a fairly easy round and fight for I think Berlanga will have he's basically having David Benavidez scraps. That's pretty much what he's getting. He's getting David Benavidez scraps. Okay, round 3. Furuhashi, I like the output from him, but he's a little sloppy. Oh, beautiful lead left hook and straight right hand from INOUE. Oh, but Furuhashi lands a couple good shots himself. This is turning into a really fun fight. Nice 1-2 from INOUE. There's no visible damage right now on INOUE. No real swelling or anything. Like I mentioned, Furuhashi has that cut, fairly decent cut over the right eye right now. INOUE doing a pretty good job fighting off the ropes right now. Not super effective, really trying to stress that uppercut. Doesn't seem quite there. Furuhashi sees that coming. Oh, that was a good one, though. Then with a nice overhand right. Wow. This is, oh, another huge uppercut. He might have hurt him. He hurt him, maybe. INOUE's piecing him up right now. Big shots being landed. Oh, another uppercut. Another 3 uppercuts in a row from INOUE. Man. Furuhashi, man, he's got a decent chin. He's getting hit clean with big shots. I don't think this is going to go 12 currently right now. If it continues this way, another huge uppercut. INOUE is finding massive amounts of success with that right hand uppercut. Oof. It's not every day you see a triple uppercut like that. Another one, doubles it, double. He can't miss. He just did another 2 uppercuts. Wow, that round just heated up quite nicely. That was a fun round. That was a fun round. This is INOUE's younger brother, Jordan. That's why. So this is actually INOUE's younger brother. So we get two for the price of 1. Takuma INOUE is is a solid boxer, man. So statistically right now, Inoue has landed 22 power punches. Hiroshi's landed 9. Yeah, I know. I was going to say, right? Doesn't quite look the same. Wow. Inoue right now doing beautiful boxing. Starting to use that jab a little bit, doubling it up. I mean, it's round 4, but my goodness, it looks at the face of his opponent, Inoue's opponent, is starting to swell up pretty well, and you can see a little bit more defeat and frustration happening. Oh, huge lead left hook. That was a oh my god. Furuhashi is taking huge shots. He's then pressuring Inoue into a corner against the ropes, landing a couple shots, but he's kind of smothering his work a little bit, like he just did right here. I think he's trying to win with volume right now, but Inoue is clearly the better boxer. Wonderful footwork from Inoue right now as well. Changes angles frequently. Moves laterally really, really well. You know? So the younger Inoue only has 3 KOs. The older Inoue has the true, like, scary power. So young Inoue is not going to be the guy that's going to knock you out per se with one punch, but I mean, you can see the same style of boxing that his brother has. They're both really, really talented, just skillful boxers. And, you know, power isn't everything, especially at these lower weight classes. He's 26 years old. He might be able to get a little bit more. I think you're born with kind of that crazy power that is, you know, the monster has, his brother has. But still, he can still do pretty well with the general amount of skill he has right now. Inoue controlling these ropes engagements now, making it very frustrating for his opponent. I just like how polite the Japanese audience is, man. How classy they are. After every round, you know, just a nice little golf clap. Oh yeah, Jordan, I agree, man. His footwork's fantastic. Let's see how long this fight goes, because I mean, if it was my fighter in my corner, I don't know how long I would allow this to continue if you're just getting beat to a pulp. Okay, a little stick and move right now from Inoue. Inoue's doing very well off the back foot. Furuhashi is just trying to use pure volume at this point. Furuhashi lands a nice straight right hand to the stomach. Oh, nice jab from Inoue. Oh, Furuhashi lands one back. It's 3 uppercuts again from Inoue that he landed. Man, this is turning. This is a fun fight. Nice body shot from Inoue. This ref is doing very well during this fight. Stepping in when he needs to, but allowing them to fight, which is great. Another huge uppercut from Inoue. If Inoue could have the same power as his brother, oh my gosh, he would be insane. It's just not there. Oh, good shots from Inoue. Furahashi's just great volume. Those uppercuts are nasty. Yeah, they are. And he's landing them in like droves. See if the ref breaks them up here, or they can work out of it. And Furuhashi is a tough dude, man. Oh, another good uppercut right there from Inoue. There we go. Another little answer from Inoue on the inside, but Furuhashi still come. So much volume coming at Inoue right now. See, this is a classic case. This is a classic case of you can have all the skills you want, but if someone doesn't fear your power because you don't hit them hard enough, they're just going to keep coming forward if they're tough enough. And part of it right now for Inoue is that he's dealing with a guy that has a great gas tank and is throwing high volume. So it's tough to keep him off of you because everything he's hitting him with bombs. Huge shots, and it's just not slowing him down. Had more power? Yeah. He'd be 10% better. Absolutely, man. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more pop. And, because Furuhashi right now just does not respect any of that power. Which I'm kind of surprised by a little bit after seeing how hard and clean he's getting hit, but clearly he doesn't care. I mean, Inoue's a really talented boxer. But it's good body shot right there from Inoue. But he's gonna have to do the volume of work he's doing right now is purely because he has to just try to keep moving and keep this guy off him. Yeah, I have to agree with Ward on this. Start working that body. Nice little uppercut again. Move. Yeah, the ref's doing a great job. He's letting them work out of clinches. He's doing a good job of just in general, letting these guys. I mean, at these weight classes, these guys are gonna get close. They're gonna wrap up a little bit. It's just the nature of the game. So I like the way he's allowing them to do that. They're in a clinch right now. Let them work out of it a little bit. If it lasts for more than 4 or 5 seconds, boom, break them up. Nice body shot, then came upstairs. Inoue doing a nice little jab and move right now. Nice uppercuts right there from Inoue. Furuhashi, though, landed at taking. He's the classic take one to give one kind of fighter right now, for sure. He is absolutely relentless, though. Furuhashi's corner doing a nice job keeping that cut nice and clean. No, he needs to stay out of the corner. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm okay with you working off the ropes, but don't get in the corner. So, both these guys look like they're slowing down a little bit right now in round 6. Just a little bit. Nice little end of that round. That's a good Inoue round. He did really nice, clean work. The promotion for this fight is, it's nothing but Inoue, because obviously Inoue is a huge star for ESPN. So what do you have it? I just joined. I would say right now, after 6 rounds, it's probably 4-2, 5-1 in a way. You know, I would say Furuhashi's is having had some minor success in like the 2nd or 3rd round in terms of just pure volume and overwhelming in a way, but Inoue's the better boxer here and certainly the cleaner fighter when it comes to the work he's doing. Ooh, nice body shot right there from Inoue. Ooh. Nice little punches and bunches from Inoue. Started with the uppercut, came upstairs with the left hand, and then went back for another uppercut. Oh, they do open scoring right now. So right now, it's the judges have it 50-45 through 5 rounds. So they've given every single round so far on the judges' scorecards. They've given every round to Inoue. I like this open scoring card from the judges. That's sweet. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that normally? This is probably the first time I'm seeing that Inoue right now is showing a little bit of bruising. Yeah, I kind of love the open scoring. That's sweet. We need to do that more. I like that a lot. I guess it's more like suspenseful at the end, like, oh, what's the scorecards like, right? Which I guess builds up a little bit more drama, but and especially on fights where it's a little bit more lopsided. But hey, I think they're talking about the fact that your corner or people could know that you're losing every round, and that could be kind of a little bit defeating also to a fighter, but Furuhashi, the thing is, he's doing a lot of volume, but he just smothers his work on the inside a little bit too much. But he is relentless. Oh man, some nice shots here from Inoue. That uppercut has just been, all night he's been able to land it almost at will. Every time they get in close like this, just watch for that. There it is right there. Uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. 3 uppercuts in a row. Ooh, nice straight right hand. Good round. That's another Inoue round. Little mouse starting to form underneath the right eye of Inoue. That could be possibly from punches. That could be a little bit from head clashing and everything like that. He's not seeing that uppercut. Yeah, dude, it's the uppercut, and it's also the lead left hook. He just doesn't protect himself from those two shots, and Inoue's landed those really well. He has a tendency to drop his right hand a lot, and that's why he leaves himself open for the lead left. But also, when they get in close, he squares up, and he does kind of protect himself a little bit, but he leaves that lane wide open right down the center for those uppercuts, man. So, nice body work right there from Inoue. So, Anita, what's going on? Little warning, leading with the head right there. Inoue, body shot, 2 uppercuts. One of them landed, the other one kind of just grazed. Right now, Inoue's being a little bit more the aggressor in those clinches. Nice uppercut right there from Inoue. Now nice body shot, sticking and moving a little bit here. Furuhashi is right now, he's slowed down quite a bit. His punch output has slowed down quite a bit. Inoue, this is working really nicely for him, because he's able to kind of do nice clean work and then move, change angles, reset, and then come back at it. Man, I've never seen so many uppercuts in a fight in my life. I mean, it's working, but oh, huge left hook right there by Inoue. Another huge uppercut. I've never seen so many uppercuts in my life. Hey, if it works, if you're landing it. Oh, man. Furuhashi still in this, still trying, but he's looking a little bit more beaten down right now. Definitely looking a little bit more tired. Yeah, if it ain't broke, man. Exactly. It's just like, the question then becomes, when is Furuhashi gonna learn that he's gotta watch for the uppercut? Man, the shoulder rolling from Inoue is fantastic too. Oh, that time with a left hand uppercut. Oh my gosh, man. If ESPN would show more boxing from Japan, I would get up early to watch this stuff all day, every day. Like, this is a super fun fight to watch. It's very entertaining. All right. I haven't been to sleep yet. That's the only reason I'm damn, man. I got some sleep, and then I was up a little bit, having to do some work, and then got some sleep, and had to get up for this, and now be going to work after this, but okay, so round 9. Weight classes are cool. Yeah, cool, because everyone fights each other. I know, it's a really unsung hero, are these weight classes. They really are. Like, so many people like, you know, heavyweight and lightweight and welterweight, and obviously like super middle and middleweight and stuff like that, but these guys actually fight each other a lot. Part of it too is it's just, you know, once you get to the top, there's just not a lot of quality opponents. As there's a lot of opponents, but there's not a lot of challenges once you kind of get to the top. And I also think it's a cultural thing. Culturally, they're not as, I think just culturally they want to fight a better fighter and put on a good show rather than just purely get the easy win. You won't be seeing a Tyson Fury versus Tom Schwartz situation at these weight classes as much. So, Furuhashi, nice volume, but then Inoue lands a monster left uppercut. Double uppercut, left uppercut from Inoue, now with a right hand uppercut. I actually like the crowd a lot more. Because there's no crowd noise. You can hear stuff. You can hear the punches a lot easier. I actually really much prefer this kind of like atmosphere. Little golf clap. Little golf clap at the end. No one's screaming from the crowd. No one's baby mama screaming from the crowd. Knock his ass out. None of that shit. That's the worst, is when you can hear the wives or girlfriends screaming at their boyfriend or husband, trying to be like a cornerman. I like the quieter crowd as well, man. It's way more pleasant. You know? I don't know. It's kind of classy. So, I dig it. Another good Inoue round. It's shocking that it's going to go this far. I thought for sure that we'd be done by now. You know, the video of Tank yelling at what? I have not. Wait, I might have seen that when he fought Rolly. That's hilarious. I mean, Mayweather. I've seen Mayweather yell at him. I saw Spence yelling at him. So, hide the dope. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Man, so many, so many uppercuts. Devin Haney is the man at lightweight now. Yeah, he is. He made Gervonta quit in sparring. Sparring is always interesting. Sparring stories are always interesting. You know, my big thing with sparring stories are, it's all relative. When it happened, you know, all that stuff. But still, they're fun. They're really fun. Loma's probably the one guy I see possibly giving some. Terrence versus Earl. I would probably want Earl Spence to win, but it's really hard to pick against Bud Crawford, man. Bud Crawford, I think, is the more well-rounded fighter. Spence might be the more powerful fighter. INOUE, doing some work here. So that's my general take. I'd probably be rooting for Earl, but it's hard not to, like, see possibly Crawford winning that fight. Yeah, he has more tools in his tool. That's a great way of putting it. Exactly. More tools in his toolbox for sure. We've seen Spence make adjustments, the Kell Brook fight in particular, but we also saw a blueprint with Kell Brook, which is hand speed and quick counter punching is there to work off the jab in particular of Spence. So with that, you know, Terrence Crawford can go through the gears pretty quickly. And he can figure guys out really quickly and figure out how to implement game plans mid-round. Some guys, they take a couple rounds to figure out how they're going to adjust. Sometimes they have to at least go back to their corner and kind of talk to their cornerman a little bit. Crawford at this level, he doesn't need to hear from Bomac. Bomac's going to give him advice, of course, but I mean, he's at that point now where you don't have to say much to him. He knows what he needs to do to get the job done, right? Tank had a hard time with Rolly's jab, then Haney is going to be yeah, absolutely. Well, if they were to fight right now, although the one thing I will say, I would lean towards Haney just because Haney's just a more physically dominating boxer in terms of size, jab, all that stuff. But the one thing that we've seen is that, you know, Haney can be hit. He can be hit clean. And if you get hit clean by Tank, he could knock you out. And so it's like that kind of like get out of free jail card that Tank has is hard to say that he can't win. But I would probably, I mean, if you're going with the puncher versus, it's classic puncher versus boxer a little bit. Although Tank's boxing's a little bit underrated. But I would lean towards Devin Haney for sure. I think Haney right now, that was such a big win for him, and no one could call him like email champ or any of that stuff. It's now moved on past that, which is good for him at least. Honestly, if Triple G wins, yeah, they'll give it back to Canelo because he's the cash cow. They'll rob Triple G if he doesn't knock him out. Yeah, I mean, well, you have to imagine you're going in against Canelo, who's probably already going to be up on the cards by 3 rounds, regardless. And we've seen it time and time again with them when they fought. I mean, Triple G, even in their second fight, landed a insane amount of jabs, and it just seemed like it did not matter. In terms of the judges' scoring card. So, yeah, no, I agree. Oh no, he easily won the first fight. He definitely won the first fight. First fight was a complete ridiculous, some of the worst cards I've seen. Second fight, I'm okay with Canelo winning, but they really did not give a lot of credit to Triple G. You know, so we'll see. If their third fight, the biggest thing I'm concerned about, as someone that likes Triple G, my biggest concern with him is, can he take body shots from Canelo? Murata was able to really take the wind out of his sails with a couple good body shots. And he winced noticeably from a couple body shots. And we know Canelo will definitely be working the body, especially considering, I can't believe to say it, but Triple G's 40 years old. And let's be, frank about it. When you've hit Triple G in the face as hard as you can hit him square on the jaw, and he just smiles at you and keeps coming forward. It's like, okay, how else am I gonna stop this guy, right? Yeah, he's got a granite. He's never touched the canvas, man. It's insane, and he's taking just monster shots. There's a moment, there's a clip that goes around where Canelo just lands a huge right hand on Triple G's chin, and Triple G just eats it like it's a snack. And then you literally see Canelo's face change. He's like, oh shit, I gotta go to points on this guy. like you could visibly, it's one of the funniest things. Like, you could just visibly see, Canelo's like, ah, shit. We're gonna have to go to the cards on this. I don't know what else I could do. Oh man, you've seen that too? It's a great clip. It's one of those things where you just watch it and you're like, God damn. Oh shit, that's funny. All right, one last round. First fight of the morning or evening there. I can't believe it went 12, but it went 12. So, thoughts on Inoue's younger brother here. Solid boxer. Has no real power. No real pop to him. So, I'm kind of a little bit nervous to see what he could do because of that. It's like he just fought a guy that's been around forever and can't get him out of there. Oh, big shots. So Zerto is the one guy that no one talks about that weight class. I mean, I should say, they don't really mention him as much. Oh, big left. Nice uppercut. So I know that Zerto was probably sitting there thinking after. I know. And I know that he was thinking after that Bivol fight, he's like, man, I would have loved to fight Canelo. I think it's obvious that he wants his name, a little bit of respect put on his name. I know that I believe he called out after his last fight, he called out Bivol. That light heavyweight class is a little weird. In the sense that you have basically Bivol, Beterbiev, and it's like everyone just kind of just doesn't talk about him, and it's just like, like you said, 44 fights. Let's get it right. But he was licking his chops when he saw Bivol do so well against Canelo. He was like, man, that should have been me. That should have been my fight. Of course, the biggest problem is, I don't know, Oscar De La Hoya probably didn't help the situation. I don't think Canelo likes Oscar very much right now, but you know. So like the thing is, I am seeing in my chat, hide the dope. I'll put it this way. In my chat, generally speaking, certain fighters like kind of get recognized a little bit more than some forums or Twitter kind of talk about. And like, so people will start talking about certain fighters that should be, usually they either like or they think deserve a little bit more respect. And Zerto's name has started popping up way more frequently. I mean, a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago, I don't think anyone in my chat was mentioning Zerto. A year ago, they probably started to kind of like once in a blue moon, like after he'd like fight, like, oh, did you see that Zerto fight? Like once in a while. And the last probably 3-4 months, it's like very frequently. Boo Boo's a name that does get brought up a little bit here and there, and it's always kind of like, one, he just can't get that big fight. A lot of times he has mandatories that get in the way. Two, he's a very controversial guy. Oh yeah, no, I agree. If Canelo can't beat Bivol, he definitely couldn't have beat Better BF. And the thing with Boo Boo is that like, Boo Boo is a guy that either he's got a little bit of a love-hate. He's got a little bit of a love-hate. Here's the final results. I think we know who's going to win this one pretty clearly. But it's the people that like, yeah, you want payday. People that love Boo Boo feel like everyone's ducking him. People that hate on Boo Boo, do not like the fact that his resume is fairly weak, and they don't believe the hype. And so it's a very like he's just one of those guys. I would say myself personally, I think his style is very awkward. His lead uppercut is super unique. And like not something you see every day. I do think though him versus Jaime Munguia would be super interesting. I think you know, there's guys there that would be fun to see him fight against, especially Jaime Munguia with a guy that like gets hit so easily. But you know, people also talk about him not being a star, and Terrence Crawford versus Earl won't lose to anyone else. I don't think. I mean, Spence and Earl at welter. The people that they could lose to at welter. There's two guys. There's two guys that are waiting in the wings, and one of them in particular, I think, has the stuff to beat possibly both Terrence and Spence. There's one, and it's Boots. Virgil Ortiz, I'm a big fan of Virgil Ortiz. Yeah, you read my mind with that. Boots. Virgil Ortiz is very, very good. His jab is a wonderful power jab. He does get hit a little bit too much. We saw that with the Maurice Hooker fight in particular. He gets hit a little bit too much, and against guys that hit that hard and that are that skilled, it might give him some issues. If Maurice Hooker's wobbling you, Spence is gonna put you down. Boots, the reason I like Boots is because he's a little bit more the complete package. His defense, his footwork's amazing. His power looks to be very legit. He hasn't been truly challenged. You are right. His resume is not bad though. He has some decent names on it. Del Moore in particular, I'm thinking that he just crushed. But that is the X factor with guys like that. Thurman. Oh, Thurman. Thurman is the guy, man. He's become, I don't want to say he's a gatekeeper, but he's that gatekeeper to the upper level. Kind of like how, you know, Danny Garcia or even like Sean Porter was a little bit. Like if you're gonna go up and start talking about those big names, you should also be talking about those guys as well. It's like that with Thurman. You can't really start saying, I want to fight Crawford and I want to fight Spence, and then immediately not say, well, I'll also fight Keith Thurman. Thurman it's a sad state that he got injured, man. You know? Thurman was on a good roll, and, you know, that injury really set him back. The injuries really set him back. And I do wonder if some of his mojo got taken from him with that Manny Pacquiao fight. I wonder if the weight cut's a little bit tough for him. It's just, I want Keith to do well and look like he did. But I'm not counting him out. I'm just saying let's see. And then we also got ABs coming back too. I know, I kind of forget about Thurman here and there. Thurman, I will say, is he's his own best promoter. He's one guy that generally will speak up and call people out, and I actually believe him when he says it. So, you know, let's see what I mean. If I'm Boots, the name I want on my resume would be Thurman. You know, if Sean Porter was around, maybe I'd be looking at that, but frickin' Sean Porter's a nightmare, man. Right now, currently, Keith Thurman is suspended by the Nevada Athletic Commission until later this summer. So, you know, Keith winning against Barrios was a good win, but he is suspended currently. So we won't see him until a little bit later this summer. I didn't even know he was suspended. Which goes to show how much I've been paying attention to Keith. Because I have been wondering, people have been kind of saying like, oh, it'd be nice for him and Boots. It's like, yeah, it kind of works out. So, that's what I'm looking up right now. It's what it mentions on BoxRec that he's suspended. Just does that? Okay. So that is, I was like, why are they calling him out that he's suspended until like August? I was like, I didn't hear anything. Because I know he like he's part of VADA testing, and I'm like, I didn't hear him not passing any drug tests. So, you know, I was like, okay. But I think that if Boots wants to start playing with the big boys, he should be looking at, look, it makes sense all the way around to fight Thurman. It makes sense all the way around to fight Thurman. Because there's already talk about, you know, Spence and Bud fighting each other. That's already there. Like that's like in the works. So you're not going to fight either one of them by the end of this year. It's not going to happen. No way. Definitely not going to happen. Your best bet is to have a big fight that gets your name like up in that next level upper echelon, which would be a Keith Thurman. And plus, on top of that, if you do really well against Keith Thurman and then you call out the winner of that, either or, you're going to really elevate yourself to a level where people start having to give you that title shot eventually. Whereas otherwise, people can always doubt you. They can kind of doubt you a little bit. Oh, you haven't fought anybody yet. So, Sean didn't get out. Oh, I know. I like Sean Porter a lot. Plus, Sean Porter is a, as we've seen, nightmare to deal with. Sean Porter, though, I will say, you know, boxing is not a full career. In the sense of, like, you're not going to do it for the rest of your life. It's kind of like a time and moment that you're going to be a boxer. And Sean Porter is excellent on the mic. And I think that's where he kind of was like, okay, I'm done boxing. He's like, I know if I keep taking blows to the head, I won't be able to be a commentator for as long as I want to be. You know? I think that's where his head was at. He's like, look, he's probably one of the most universally liked guys on the mic. There's very few people I see like that don't like Sean Porter. So, you know, his podcast is doing really well. You know, he's doing really well as a commentator. He's like, I'm good. I've made my money kind of like in boxing in that sense. Let's kind of move over to this next phase of my life. So, oh yeah, dude, he makes his pressure fighting's fantastic. There was moments where like you could just see like Earl Spence is just like, this is not fun. I am not having a lot of fun right now. And you haven't seen really Spence look that uncomfortable probably since the Kell Brook fight. I think Spence went in that thinking, oh man, I'm just gonna hit this guy so hard, he's gonna back up, he's not gonna want to engage. And it's like Sean Porter's like, hold my beer, here I come. Like, so yeah, I have a lot of love for Sean Porter. He's super. I mean, he's the one guy that can also move from team to team to team to team when he does commentary, and regardless, he has a good rapport with everyone. Some guys are a little bit awkward, and they work well with each other, but they might not work well with every single commentary team. You know, a guy like, I'll give you an example, like Chris Mannix. Chris Mannix is not great on every commentator. Like, he would not be great for every kind of team. Because I think guys like Tim Bradley and Andre Ward would be like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about at all. And so BK is another one. He is not good with certain commentator teams. Ryan Kenny is not good with some teams. He has a really high energy, and he's not super knowledgeable about boxing, and it shows right away. And he said some stuff during fights, and the other commentators kind of called him on it because it's just like a really bad take, like really uneducated take. So guys like Sean that can kind of like be, okay, I'm going to do ESPN tonight, I'm going to do DAZN, then I'm going to do Showtime. Like, he can do it all. And he knows the sport so well. So he's fun. Little slip was the difference. Yeah. But Earl's face looked, I mean, he did. I mean, he just didn't, you could tell he was not comfortable in that fight. For good reason. So thank you guys for joining me this early morning for some boxing. Let's see who's next. Kovalev won that first fight against Ward. And you're a big Ward fan. Ward is a guy that some people really don't care for, and I've seen people say in my chat like, Andre Ward's not a Hall of Fame or something. Like, well, dude, like, even if you gave the first fight, if he was gifted the first fight with Kovalev, regardless, like Carl Froch, You know what I mean? Like, he has more than just that one fight. Like, yes, it is the same here as well. It is just before 6 o'clock right now. Nut punch KO, second round, second fight. Yeah, big time second fight. I mean, it's the thing that, like, he gets clowned on probably the most on Twitter. That's why he doesn't mention low blow. If there's one thing you notice about his Twitter account, he never off the cuff is like, oh, low blow or anything like that. He doesn't tweet like that. Yes, I am Central Time. I've been in all the different time zones. I lived them in all, but man, West Coast has it so easy for fights, man. Unless it's a fight like this, where it's in Japan. But other than that, they have it the easiest. You know? Oh, there's no reason Kambosos should rematch Haney. It's not gonna change things. Now look, like I said during that stream, I understand it. One, there's the money factor. He's not going to get paid as well to fight anyone else, basically, I would assume. And second, even if there's a slight glimmer of hope, even if you think maybe, just maybe I could win if I get that second shot, are you going to walk away from being undisputed and all those belts? Like, I get it. I don't know if it's just pure ego or if he really believes that he could possibly win. But I don't see it going any other way. In fact, I see it possibly getting even worse for him, because now you just gave a blueprint and you just gave Devin Haney something that you should never give a fighter that's that skilled. And that's a glimpse of how it is to fight you for 12 rounds. It's going to be really, really tough now because Haney's fought you. He knows what you like to do. He's been in the ring with you. And one thing that's a little underestimated, people talk a lot about his jab's phenomenal, but his ring IQ. So here's something that I saw people saying in my chat, and this is where I had to like call him out on it. People were like, oh, this is boring. He's running. And first of all, no, he's boxing. Second of all, there was a subtle thing that Haney did that a lot of people didn't notice maybe. Haney started with single jabs, right? He'd feint and then he'd jab, and he would basically keep Kambosos off balance. He didn't know whether or not he was going to lunge into a jab or if it was just a feint from Haney, because he was using both head as well as foot feints to kind of like keep George Kambosos guessing. Once that started working and Kambosos started getting a little bit of timing and figuring out just a little bit, Haney started changing it up where he started using double jabs. So now he's doubling up the jab. So if you think he's feinting and you jump in, you get hit. Or if you jab and you time it and you lunge in, now you're getting hit with the second jab. So he changed that up. Then he started doing a thing where he would not only jab if he was going in, but he'd also get him on the way out. So now he's hitting him coming and going. Then he started doing a thing where he started taking his lead left hand and he was making it look like he was going to jab, and he'd turn it into a short hook. Short left hook. So now you're dealing with double jabs, you're dealing with feints, you're dealing with him hitting you coming and going, and now he's hitting you behind your guard because you're trying to throw that straight right hand to kind of counter him. He's hitting you with lead left hooks. Short, quick lead left hooks. And that's where like the ring IQ of Devin Haney and that slow progression of how he can control distance showed a different level of his ring IQ and just like boxing abilities. And that's where it's like, yeah, okay, he's not running, he's boxing, and he's doing it really, really well. Just because you don't see what he's doing doesn't mean what he's doing is bad. So, like, those were the things I was kind of noticing in that fight. To me, it was a really smart, well done fight from Haney's point. Granted, we all like knockouts, right? We all like big shots and all that stuff like that, but you can't do that every single time, especially a guy like Kambosos, who's a tough-nosed fighter. It doesn't make sense to just do that. You know? You love that energy Tio had at the start of the first fight against Camp. Yeah, but it backfired. Yeah, dude, that's great. Yeah. No, he went in, he thought he was going to steamroll him. I agree. I thought it's the one thing we chatted about, that Tio, I think, underestimated Kambosos. He underestimated George. He thought, I could steamroll this guy, and I can get in, get out, get paid, and then move on. And didn't quite go that way. Hell, during that fight, I was sitting there thinking, oh, Kambosos has no shot. I had watched Kambosos' film, and I'm like, this guy doesn't have enough to beat Tio. I didn't realize Tio's corner was going to be garbage. I didn't realize Tio was going to gas out. You know, like, there was a lot of factors there I did not think of or see coming. He just ran up on him, like, straight up. Yeah, he did. He did. And it just goes to show, like, you can't underestimate people all the time. But, man, the corner work from Tio Sr. was atrocious during that fight. Terrible feedback the whole fight. He just, oh, don't worry about it, you're easily winning, you're up, don't worry. It's like, no, man, you need to worry. You need to be like stepping on the gas, man. Yeah, exactly. They told him he was winning every single round. It was bad. It was bad. Okay, here we go. Nice 140-pound clash. I don't believe there's another fight after this. I think this is gonna be the last fight before main event. Double check. Yes, this is the second fight, and then we'll go main event. So Hiroka right now dominating. Just absolutely dominating right now. Just brutal body shots straight to the body. Throwing with that right hand to set it up and then just landing power shots. I don't see this going 10. If it continues like this, he's literally not getting hit back. Oh, he's down. Beautiful left uppercut. Beautiful left uppercut. Yeah, this isn't going 10. Hiroka's gonna beat him down. Oh, Rigo. Greatest amateur boxer of all time. He's literally won, gold in everything. I wish he was, I know, man. Rigo is one of those guys that had so much raw potential, especially for the pros. You know, everyone talks about Loma's amateur career. No one talks about Rigo all that much anymore, which is sad. All right. Hiraoka is now getting pressured. Hikaru is doing pretty decent in terms of putting on the pressure a little bit. He is awkward, though. He is an awkward fighter. Yeah. Rigo's... It's just that classic Cuban background. I mean, granted, later in his career, he got a little bit stale in terms of output and everything like that, but, you know, people that don't at least appreciate Rigo, you know? get low defense. Yeah, get real low. So, we got a nice little 10-8 round. Oh, man. Great uppercut. Let's see what happens, man. I wouldn't mind. Man, they are moving along this program so nice. We need more fights in Japan. They had almost no time in between fights. This is great. Saturday night, they had a total of 7 minutes of boxing before the main event. And it was 2 hours of commentary. It was disgraceful by ESPN. Still can't believe Junior Fa got knocked out so brutally by Lucas Brown. I never saw that coming. Not that Junior Fa is something special, but Brown has been knocked out brutally. And he's like 43 years old, so. The skill level here is super apparent. Hiraoka is a way better fighter. Kept running ads and after every round of the Haney fight. I know ESPN was like, oh, if we're not gonna charge everyone at ESPN Plus for pay-per-view on this, we're just gonna show a shit ton of ads. It was bad. In the first round, when they put an ad before the round was done, I lost my damn mind. It's like the first round, we're like a minute and a half in, and then they run an ad, and I got so mad on stream. And everyone in chat's like, is everyone else having this happen? Is it just me? I was like, no. Like, everyone is having this happen. ESPN, man, it's like, get your shit together. I don't mind a little bit of ads here and there, but jeez, man. So, Terrence Earl fight, or are you? Oh yeah, I'll probably. I mean, taking time off to actually go to the event. Depends where it is. It's probably gonna be either Vegas, LA, or New York. I'll probably be streaming. I mean, I stream every fight, all the big fights. I'll probably just stream during it. Oh man, this is starting to get a little brutal in round 2 right now. I would love to go. I wonder what the tickets are going to be like, though. Can you imagine what the tickets are going to be like? I don't know if I have that money to drop for a hotel, plane tickets, and those tickets. I don't know if I have that laying around. Oh man, this is getting brutal body work. This guy's clowning on him. He gets hit with a clean right hand and does a stanky leg, making fun of him. Mike Tyson lost all his big fight. I mean, Tyson. So that's actually funny you say that, because it was Teddy Atlas on the Joe Rogan podcast was talking about how Mike only had like 4 real fights, he was saying, and out of the 4, like 3 of them he lost. Granted, Teddy and Mike have quite the history, but still, he talked about him just like mentally not being the strongest individual. And yeah, I mean, people like Mike. Look, I love Mike Tyson. He's an icon, especially when I was growing up. He's still a like American cultural icon. So I think there's a lot of love for Mike, but a lot of people also don't know that Mike Tyson's generally considered not always in the top 10, depending on whose list you look at, for heavyweights of all time. And people talk a lot about him as if he's top 3. So there's a lot of that. And I get the love for Mike. He's super charismatic, everything like that. I love Mike just as much, but you know, people don't always realize that, like, he had some really bad losses, especially later in his career, but still, yeah, his biggest fights, he didn't, you know, Lennox Lewis in particular. I'm thinking Evander Holyfield in particular. I mean, there was like some big fights, man. Mike's just a little, like, skill-wise, he was really, really solid, but he just also, it's hard for a guy that's under 6 feet tall to be top 10 heavyweight of all time. Even though Ali wasn't the tallest guy, for his era, he was solid size. We didn't start seeing giants really until, I don't know, 80s, 90s, probably a little bit more. Late 2000s, they started getting really, heavyweights started getting huge. But you know what I mean? Like, not to hate too much on Mike, but this is a super lopsided fight right now. Candy Ruiz versus King Kong. Who you got? That's a good fight. Candy Ruiz. Oh, man. I think that Andy Ruiz would have some issues early on with Luis Ortiz. King Kong's that Cuban boxing background, man. He moves, even for his age, even though he like started boxing in like 1910. Like, like 1910 is when like he started fighting professionally. Even at that current age, he still moves really well and has a lot of skill there that's tough to deal with. We even saw that with Wilder in that second fight. Wilder's like, damn, dude, how can this old man continue to move like this? He's really, really good. But I think he gasses out. I think he's going to be a little bit tired. And I think Andy could win that fight. The only problem with Andy is he gets hit. If Chris Arreola can hit you clean and get a knockdown, same thing can happen with King Kong. So it's not a done deal. I would probably lean a little bit more towards Andy just based off the weight loss and the age. But if there was a upset with a huge kind of like knockout from Luis Ortiz, I wouldn't be 100% shocked. Usyk beats Fury. That's why Fury retired. Dude, Fury's doing it purely for publicity. That's what he's doing. He's doing it just so he can say, oh, that's why he was trying to build it up. You know, I get it. Have my last fight here in the UK. We all know what he's doing. By the way, did anyone else see Deontay Wilder's new music album that's coming out? the new music coming from Deontay Wilder, full-length album. We were joking in Discord about the fact that that Tyson Fury knocked out Deontay Wilder so badly that he knocked him into a new career. Which I was just like, I can't believe that this is a real thing. I thought it was a meme at first, and then I realized it's from Deontay Wilder's actual Instagram account. So, that the one thing that, yeah, that the lean that Fury does, that I'm gonna put 275 pounds of gypsy on your back, is tough. Is tough. I think that do you think he cheated in the second fight? I don't think he did. I think the biggest thing with Tyson Fury is that in the first fight he was down. I think he was down about, he went from a little over 400 pounds down to 250 pounds in like 16 months. So in the first fight, he literally was, he even told Joe Rogan he went full keto for like well over a year. And so he lost all the weight, but at that time, because he lost all that weight, I think that really affected him in terms of stamina, power, everything. And he was also with Ben Davidson. Then he went to the Crunk Gym. He went from a completely green trainer who's like 25, 26 years old to a world-class established gym with the Crunk Gym. And he went from 250 up to 270. Now, I also think that in the second fight, the biggest thing with that fight was Deontay Wilder was not expecting Tyson Fury to come straight at him. And because of that, Fury was able to land that blow on the side of his head, that huge dent that we see on the side of Deontay Wilder's head, was because and then his equilibrium was just shot to hell. And so I think it was a little bit more that. That's how I want to lean, especially considering DJ was in the actual, he's checked the gloves. Now Fury does have a tendency to use horsehair gloves that are a little bit thinner. They're punchers, they're definitely punchers gloves. Fixed his gloves before the fight. I did see that. I don't think there was anything inside his gloves. I think that Tyson Fury does have a tendency to have horsehair, kind of thinner puncher's gloves. I think being over 30 pounds heavier. I think being at a more established gym. I think being at a healthy weight and being more active all played parts in it. More than him putting something inside his glove. Like an egg weight. Like Deontay Wilder was talking about, like an egg weight kind of like training thing. Like, dude, that would probably stick out quite a bit in his glove. So that's my general take on it. But I also think that it was just purely being caught off guard if I'm Wilder. And you're used to this guy last fight dancing around the ring, fighting off the back foot, and now he's coming straight at you. It was just better game planning from the Crunk Gym. I don't think anyone expected Fury to do that, but I think everyone expected him to kind of box like he did in the first fight, and instead he just went whole hog and went in. Now, granted, there was, I believe in the first round, one punch that Wilder landed that Fury said to him afterwards when they were embracing after the fight. He openly said to Wilder, "Man, you hit me with one really good shot that first round, like that hurt me." So yeah, Tyson Fury 270, that's crazy. How do you think you does against Ali? I think Ali skills him. I think Prime Ali, it's hard to pick anyone that would beat Prime Ali. Who's the greatest skill-wise in your opinion of all time? Ooh, are we going heavyweight or are we just going like overall? Because Sugar Ray Robinson would probably be one of the most skilled fighters of all time, especially for the time period. Willie Pep. Willie Pep's up there. I think you gotta look at a guy like Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea's skills were just kind of ungodly. Sugar Ray Robinson would probably be my first initial. I think generally considered one of the best fighters ever of all time. So he's probably my first go-to. I mean, the fact that Sugar Ray Robinson was fighting so regular and he basically went 100+ fights before having his first loss. And he did a trip to Europe and was fighting like twice. Dude, he'd fight 2 times in like 2 weeks. Like, it was insanity when you look at that kind of record that he had. I think it's easy to say that he's generally considered, I would say Roy Jones Jr. in his prime. Roy Jones Jr. was kind of one of the, I would say probably one of the most complete package individuals of all time. Because not only did Roy have hand speed and movement and just quick twitch and just everything going for him, he had really good power as well. Which is the only reason he was allowed to even like move up in weight class and do as well as he did. If Terrence beats Earl, then he's top 10 skill wise of all time. Or I would say so. I would say Terrence Crawford is like a really special fighter. I would say that you could put him like, especially welterweight, is a really thick class. I mean, a lot of people are going to point out Floyd, obviously. But I think, I'll put it this way. Floyd's obviously one of the most skilled boxers of all time. There's not a lot of argument there. But in terms of like complete package, in terms of power and everything else, Terrence has a nastiness to his punches that you can't always talk about Floyd in that same way. Early Floyd had a little bit of nastiness in his punches for sure. And then his hands got too brittle, but you know, that's just my general take. John, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. So this is a huge lopsided fight. Hopefully it doesn't go the entire 10 rounds. I'm hoping for a stoppage, man. That's what I'm hoping for right now. Oh, man. Terrence versus Floyd? What happens realistically? It's really hard to go against Floyd, like, ever. If it goes 12 rounds, I think Floyd wins. If Terrence could catch him with something and somehow capitalize on it, Terrence could win. I don't see Floyd, like, Floyd wouldn't knock out Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford would have the power to knock out Floyd. But if it goes the full 12, I'd probably lean towards Floyd. That's a really hard one. Nice stoppage. Good morning. Ugh. 7:30. 7:30 right now, and we're gonna be getting INOUE soon, hopefully. At all. Might, yeah, frustrate Floyd. I think Terrence would find a way. It's really tough. I get asked a lot about Floyd. Like, what about Floyd versus like Prime Canelo and all this stuff like that? It's like, we can make mystery, you know, fantasy fights like that, but it's always tough. So, dude, Devin messed up. Yeah, Cambosis. And their immediate rematch is weird. It's 407. It is a little weird to think that they're gonna have a rematch, but it's not 110%. But it's probably most likely. Biggest reason, if you're Kambosos, I think Kambosos knows that if he loses after this loss, I don't know if Kambosos ever gets a title shot again. To be realistic. And I say that because I don't know if Kambosos ever gets a title shot like this again. Because Devin Haney has all the belts. He's gonna, if he beats George again, which he should. George now has 2 losses. He goes kind of back down. Loma's gonna be stepping into the picture. Tank's probably gonna step in the picture. Garcia's gonna probably want to be in there somehow. Then you add on top of that, waiting in the wings, ready to probably step up to 135 pounds, you get Shakur Stevenson. So there's all these guys that, in pecking order, it's really hard to kind of, you know, get ahead of if you lose twice to Kambosos. If you're Kambosos. So I think you get this, you go for the rematch, you try to get the belts back because that's your best bet to get a belt shot. If you don't, I mean, it's probably going to be tough. It's going to be tough to get that shot again. Yeah, take the risk. It's the least he can do. Take the risk. Get in with Haney. If you get schooled, you get schooled. You know, it is what it is. But hey, you're going to get paid. It's probably the best pay you're going to get for fighting in general. And, why not, right? Let's see what we can do. I mean, the lightweight division's just so chock full of talent. Regardless if you like certain guys or not, there's a lot of interesting talent there. So, first fight was an absolute banger of a fight. Second fight was a very lopsided fight. But hey, it didn't go a full 10, so I'm happy. Let's see how long they're going to make us wait for the main event. Yeah, lightweight hasn't been this competitive in a while. Jabs Gervonta all night. Lion wins an easy decision. Yeah. Oh no, I agree with you on that one. The one thing that was like frequently talked about in chat during that fight was just like how impressed people were with Devin Haney's jab. It's like, yeah, I've told you guys he's gonna. This isn't new. This is what Devin Haney brings to the table. But for sure, it was one of those things that people were like really, really impressed. You know? Shrek, what's going on, man? Shrek, you miss Inoue's brother fighting. Inoue's brother fought and he was really good. He was actually really good. And he looks, his fighting style, he looks, stance, everything just like his brother. It's crazy. It's like a duplicate version. It's like an absolute duplicate, but without the power. Without the power. So it was like he was landing monster shots. No, you're good. You're good. You're actually right in time for the main event. he landed the most uppercuts I've ever seen in my entire life. He was throwing triple uppercuts and landing all 3 of them. It was wild. It was so fun to watch. It was a great fight. But he literally has, the difference between the Inoue brothers is the monster has like almost 100% KO percentage. His brother doesn't even have like 15% KO percentage. He has 16 wins. He has 3 KOs. So it was very different. It was very different. But man, he's a very solid boxer. He has some flaws. He has a tendency to allow, pressure fighters to get him in the corner a little too much. But dude, he was shoulder rolling. Like, dude, he did literally like the Tyson Fury shoulder roll on this guy like 5-6 times in the fight. It was awesome. It was really good. Is Ryan overrated? The thing with Ryan, what's interesting about Ryan is I don't like the fact that he's leaving Eddie Reynoso's camp and Canelo's camp. I think, look, I don't want to like be mean about the fact that he took some time off for mental health, because I'm sure he's under a lot of pressure, being a new dad and everything like that. But at the same time, eggs and bacon and prime and Chiefing, what's going on? Yeah, dude, you're right in time. But at the same time, I did not like Ryan in his last fight. He should have easily got that stoppage. Like, he should have been able to put the guy away, and he didn't. Physically, he looked bigger. He looked in good shape. But I just didn't see it, man. McRich, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Early morning boxing. Didn't expect people to be getting their eggs and bacon and watching. But yeah, I think Ryan has really fast hands and he has some decent boxing ability, but he also has some bad habits. Garcia has some bad habits going straight back. That's how he got caught by Luke Campbell. It's 6:30 for me right now, so dude, it's been so awesome watching this in Japan because they literally Shrek, they were doing open scorecards for the first fight. So after the first 5 rounds, the judge, it was like, I think we were going into the 7th round. They actually showed the judges' scorecards for the first 5 rounds. I was like, this is sweet. Second of all, the crowd, I love they showed the judges' scorecards for the first 5 rounds and what their scoring was. It was awesome. I also love the fact that the Japanese crowd is super, super quiet during the fight. No one says anything. No one makes any noise. And then after they do the little polite like golf clap, because you can hear everything. It's awesome. It's on top of that, the refs have been fantastic. They allowed a lot of inside work and working out of the clinch. So yeah. It's actually been way more enjoyable than a normal fight. Follow his weight class. Is this a worthy fight? Oh, this is a fantastic fight. Donaire is a Hall of Famer. I think he's a 4-weight world champion. Inoue's a 3-weight world champion. It's their first fight, Inoue was just murking dudes. He was just knocking dudes out left and right. No one opposed Inoue at all. Like, Inoue made every fight just look easy. Then he went in against Donaire. Donaire broke his orbital bone and his nose. And so it was like, there's a reason I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning for this. It is absolutely a legitimate, like, solid fight. Really fun fight. So Inoue, for instance, I'll give you this. Inoue has 22 wins, 19 by knockout. It's like, he's pretty unstoppable. At that point, Inoue had only gone the distance one time. Inoue is top 3 pound for pound. Inoue, and the last time Inoue had gone the distance was 2015. And that was the only time he went the distance in his pro career until Donaire, which was in 2019. He had a 4-year streak of just knocking everyone out. So, yeah, he's top 3 is Usyk, Inoue, and probably Crawford for me. So, yeah, dude, Inoue is a monster. Like, that is a perfect nickname for him. He is a beast. The thing about Inoue is he's more than just power, though. His fundamentals are so good. And my favorite one is the Jason Maloney fight, where he works the body probably almost as, I don't know if there's too many fighters that work the body as well as Inoue. But one thing I love that he does is he will learn what you do and practice your best punches, and then he'll figure out how to counter them like he did against Jason Maloney. And he set up Jason Maloney so well. He set up Jason Maloney so well, and there's this great video of the knockout punch Inoue landed and him practicing it like over and over and over and over again, like nonstop. Basically, it's this pull counter right hand. He's pretty darn close to wiping the division. I mean, this is like, where does he go from here is a tough question. Can he go up in weight? Yeah, sure. There's been talks about, especially at 121, like 120 pounds. He could definitely fight at that weight class. Could he go up a little higher? There's talk about that. It's at a certain point, though. I mean, there's Casemiro that he could fight. There's just not a lot here for him after this, man. What about 130? I don't know if he's big enough for 130. Let me see. I always have to remind myself. He's he's same height as Tank Davis. He's 5'5". I don't know if he's gonna go up to 130, but he might start dabbling a little higher weight class. He is unifying, yes. So this is for, let's see. We have it for the WBC, WBA, IBF are on the line. He's the same height as Tank, yes. Well, if you ask Tank thinks he's like 5'7". And then I remember they put him as 5'5" one time. And Tank got really mad on Twitter. I would say he's capable of probably going up at least a couple weight classes more if he wants to. I don't know if he would, but he could. What's Tank Davis's reach like, though? Because that's another thing. Inoue has really, I think, a fairly good reach. So Tank is 67.5 inches reach. Inoue is 67. So Inoue is essentially the exact same size as Tank and has the exact same reach as Tank. Oh, yeah. I mean, the thing is too, let's just put this in perspective, okay? Right now, we have 18 people right now on Twitch, roughly. I believe everyone is here from the US. Maybe we have a couple UK, people. It is 6:45 in the morning for some of us. Some of it's 8, and we all got up and are watching INOUE fight. You're doing something right if you're making that big of an impact in boxing in the United States in particular, as a fighter that's from Japan or anything like that. I don't know if we have any Brits in the house, but I mean, come on. This is the funny thing is, this is like the one fight that like UK fight fans would be like, oh, this isn't a bad time. So, this is like the one time. This is the one time that would like, like the UK fight fan base would like actually have decent timing, I believe. But instead, they're not watching it here, which is hilarious. Loma is overrated. He lost his second fight against a worn out Salido. Yeah, the Salido fight, he got hit in the balls about 50 million times, which is really bad. And then against Tio, I have to always question that shoulder, but yeah, he did lose both those fights. Although I'll say he's probably fought more champions and former champions than anyone combined. You could probably take Tank and Haney combined in terms of champions and former champions combined in their resume. I think probably Loma's fought the same amount, if not more. So, he's still top 10. Most people have him top 10, right around 7 or 8 pound for pound. He is probably one of the best boxers without a belt. I would say so. I think he very much has the elite skill. The question is, can he? I think 135 pounds, honestly, is probably maybe one of the toughest things for Loma. He doesn't have the get out of jail free card of Tank. Tank is one of the pound for pound hardest hitting per pound guys in all of boxing. Like there's very few people that hit as hard as Tank does per pound. Loma doesn't hit that hard. He can break you down and he hits hard enough, but 135 pounds is not ideal weight for him, for his size. And then you got Shakur Stevenson at 130 pounds. It's just like huge for the weight class and a monster himself. So, I mean, if he really wanted to do nothing but be successful, 126 pounds would probably be best for a guy Loma size. Even 130 would be better. Once you start hitting lightweight, you get guys that are 5'10", young, built. It's really tough, man. It's super, super tough. Oh, yeah. No, there's no question. Tank's power is unbelievable, man. At 126, who y'all got? Ooh, I'd probably pick Loma. And I love Inoue. Inoue is one of my favorite boxers. I'd probably pick. I don't know, actually. Actually, I might revise that. Depends on how Loma looks after he gets back from Ukraine. Because Inoue's power and him not being weight drained at all would be interesting. Especially because Loma's age. That would be interesting. That's a really tough one. Let's see how Inoue looks tonight, first of all. And let's see how Loma looks like when he comes back from Ukraine and from war. So he was 133 when he fought Rolly. Good. I would love to see it too. They have very different styles too. They have like very different styles. The power, I think. The other question is you have to wonder how the power would scale for Inoue. Because him being more hydrated and heavier, would his power scale? Or would it be like more like his power is impressive because of his size currently? But at 126 pounds, mind you, Loma's fought even at 140 pounds. Loma's fought at 140 pounds before. So, would he be impressed by the actual power of a guy like Inoue? I don't know. I can't tell you. So, that's where it's like, I don't know how that's going to look. I mean, Nicholas Walters was the guy that everyone thought was going to just beat Loma because of his power. The Axeman, remember that? And Loma just made him look mortal, look like nothing. So I'd be curious. Would Loma be faster at 126 pounds? Or would he, I don't know. Would he be more nimble at 126 pounds? 10 pounds lighter? Almost, It's fun. It's a fun, fun exercise to think about. Broly would have, dude, one that closed the uncoordinated KO. I would have pissed myself. Me too. So we have a Inoue. So there's a couple fighters that we really like here. Inoue, Usyk's the guy that we always talk about. Canelo, obviously we like, but Broly has gone from being kind of like a meme and something like that. He's kind of that meme worthy guy, but we always kind of have a certain love for Broly just because he's hilarious, man. It has not happened yet. We are waiting for it to start now. Should be starting within the next probably 10 minutes or so. They're going to do ring walk. We root for Broly in a way just because he's absolutely hilarious and he knows 100% what he's doing. He might say something and not believe it 100%, but he knows exactly how to get everyone talking about him. Oh, he's fun. Okay, so they're doing a little bit of commentary right now. They do actually have a timer right now. The current timer is sub 8 minutes. Sub 8 minutes and we're good to go, man. Smith versus Beterbiev this weekend is the must watch. Both heavy hitters. Oh, yeah. So Smith and Beterbiev is the 18th. So it's next weekend, but yes, no, it's a must watch. But yes, I absolutely agree, man. Shadow, I couldn't agree more. It's gonna be a great fight. I'm gonna be leaning probably towards Beterbiev. I'm definitely gonna be leaning towards him, but I don't count Smith out. I mean, guys that big, they hit that hard. Anything could happen. We've also seen what happened against Brown, where Beterbiev had that cut open up, and he fought through it pretty well, but he had to dig deep. So, super fun. That's one of those fights that you dream of two guys getting in and being someone's gonna get knocked out. Bivol's gonna be, I don't know what Bivol's gonna do next. He's gonna be yes, this is on ESPN right now. Well, ESPN Plus. I don't know about ESPN, regular ESPN. I'm sure it is. It is on ESPN, yeah. So, I don't know what Bivol's going to be doing next. I mean, he just made a shit ton of money, so. Go to the bathroom and realize this was on, dude. Perfect. Perfect timing. So, Zerto would be a good fight for Bivol. Or Bivol might be wanting to see what happens with Smith and Beterbiev first and then probably make the decision. You think he's going to fight Smith next? Shrek? Callum Smith? No, not Callum Smith. Some other Brit. Oh, I don't know who. Can't remember who. Low key ready for UFC. Hell yeah. Oh, Joshua Buatsi. You'd love to see the old man win, dude. If Donaire can pull it out, it'd be unbelievable for his legacy. There's been a lot of boxing. There has been a lot of boxing. Coming up this weekend, we have Munguia versus Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly doesn't really excite me all that much. I do like Jaime Munguia, though, quite a bit. But we'll probably do that as well as UFC at the same time. We'll probably do both at the same time. Yeah, Munguia's fighting this weekend. Old man power. Well, that and Donaire, man. Like I said, Donaire broke his orbital bone and Inoue's nose in the last fight. So, yeah. The Filipino Flash can absolutely lay the smack down once in a while. That's for sure. So, I'm pretty excited. Dude, I can't wait. Canelo took a tougher fight. You mean with Bivol or with Triple G? This weekend is Jaime Munguia, yes. I think Triple G fight's an interesting fight. I think it's a good money fight for Canelo. So, UFC is Singapore, so it's morning, I think. Oh, no. You might be right. Let me double check. They're doing the hype right now, and then we're going to probably have ring walks. You were right. You were right. It is in Singapore. But, hold on. Let me check the timing of everything. It's going to be 9 p.m. Let's see. Early prelims. I think we'll actually be okay. It's in Singapore, but I think they adjusted it for our timing. The only thing with Haney versus Shakur Stevenson is that Shakur Stevenson has amazing defense. I believe in his first 11 fights, he had literally his opponents had a landing percentage of 4%. It was like insanity. So I would expect the quick hands of Shakur Stevenson to be able to counter better and land on Haney. So it would be closer. I think it'd be pretty close. I think it'd be interesting too to see how Shakur Stevenson looks at 135 pounds. Mind you, he's cutting weight to 130 right now. So I think it'd be closer than we might think. Yeah, I think there'd be some back and forth. It'd be who can adjust, you know, make the most adjustments. Shakur Stevenson's not known to be a puncher. Haney's not known to be a puncher. It's gonna go to the cards. It's gonna go full 12. Haney's defense is a little bit more porous than Shakur Stevenson's. Haney's jab, though, is a little bit better than Shakur Stevenson's. Hand speed is pretty equal. You know? Roy's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, you should be. Oh, Serevianchenko is the co-main, man. Serevianchenko's fighting on Saturday. I didn't realize that. Valentina's awesome. I have a slight crush on her. She's incredible. Is Sean Porter Hall of Fame worthy? I don't know about Hall of Fame. I don't want to say no, but I'm kind of leaning towards that. I don't think he has enough big wins. Lost to Kell Brook. Lost to Keith Thurman. Beat Danny Garcia. Beat Ugas. Lost to Spence. Lost to Crawford. I'd probably say he doesn't make it. But then again, people thought that Cotto wouldn't have made it, and he did, you know. I don't think he's Hall of Fame. Granted, this could age pretty well based off of how Ugas looks, Earl, and Crawford. I mean, these are like really huge names, so it's tough. Especially Keith Thurman too, even that loss. But that said, that's not the only way Sean Porter possibly gets into the Hall of Fame. That's not the only way Sean Porter could get into the Hall of Fame. If he keeps doing commentary, though, as well as he is, he could become like a legendary, like Hall of Fame, like commentary kind of individual, inducted through that way more than just purely through being a fighter. There is a possibility in that sense, you know. There's that side of it. Valentina or Joanna? I'm going to say Valentina. That's my personal preference. You know? Mark Krieger just said that you really want that attitude, that kind of, you know, you really kind of want that attitude. You kind of really want that kind of Mike Tyson, I'll eat your children. And I'm like, what? What? Why couldn't you just say, I'll knock you out? Why you gotta bring up, I'll eat your children, Krieger? Like, his podcast is good. No, Sean Porter is probably better on the mic than he is in the ring. It was, it was just a weird. This is why I don't like Mark Krieger, man. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but he's also just like, oh my god. So. I want to become famous. I know, we haven't had that in a while. Legacy forever ever tarnished after he tested positive. No. Same thing with Tyson Fury. Canelo actually has legitimate testing to show that there is a possibility, because the thing is that even the Mexican government shows that a good portion of their army test positive for this exact same substance due to Mexican beef. They also did a hair test that proved that he didn't. Kind of testing negative. So you can say what you want. That's fine. Yeah, Tyson Fury tested positive after he beat Klitschko. And then he claimed it was because of wild boar meat. Some of that. Your bloodline ends tonight. Oh, man. I don't know what they have this guy in the middle of the ring that's a guitar player. And this is... Never seen this, man. They got this, like... I don't know who this guy is, but he's, like... shredding on the guitar. Oh man, this is a sick walkout music. Oh, this is so good. This is so awesome. Japan's built different. Oh my god, dude. So this is like the Japanese equivalent to having a rapper, you know, walk out with you, I guess. He tested positive. Didn't he test positive for PEDs? Fury, what about the wild boar story? I know, right? Yes, he did test positive for PEDs. I have the article right here for you. So I thought he did. But I mean, whatever. There's a lot of people that talk about the fact that hey, dude, the Kill Bill, yeah. That's awesome. RZA did the music for Kill Bill, which was one of the best things they could have done for that movie. I know, Shrek. I think Inoue gets the KO. I think he's gonna get a stoppage as well. Manny, I think someone was mentioning, like, professional athletes have talked about this, or pro boxers have said that, like, something like 80% of pro boxers are on some kind of juice. And they know how to, you know, cycle it through and all that stuff like that. I mean, AJ looks like a guy that could have definitely juiced. If you look at him from the Olympics to when he got like to like 265 pounds and was like a tank. Like, yeah, I could see that. But I don't ever like saying someone's like juiced if they haven't been caught. You know? Valdez. He's on that good tea. He's on that good tea, Shrek. It's interesting that the champion walks out like the way they're doing this, because normally it's like the guy with more belts would come out second. You have an upset for Donaire? Look, I would not be mad if Donaire won at all. Yeah, the senior fighter. I love both these guys, man. I have no problem with either one of them winning. I think if Donaire wins, it is probably one of the greatest, like, wins of his career. I think if INOUE wins, it's also one of the greatest wins of his career. INOUE looks like an anime character. So, is this fight going to be early? Do you mean in stoppage? Probably not. I think this would be something that would take a little bit of time. You know? Firstly, box and belt, but oh, from coming down in weight. Don't do PEDs, yeah. Yeah, that Donaire's looking good, man. For a 39-year-old, Donaire's gonna look really good for a 39-year-old. He does have a baby face. But to be fair, also, whenever I'm in Asia, it's really hard to tell the age of people in general. They all have like a fairly youthful look. It's tough. They have that health. I mean, there's a reason they're like one of the healthiest, longest living cultures in the entire world. They take care of themselves really, really well. You know? Donaire looking 50. I wouldn't go that far, man. Come on. Looking old until he's really old, yeah. It's that green tea and Chinese dude. Tea, great exercise, fish, all that fish oil. Yeah, man. Very, very healthy lifestyle. It looks like Smoke from Mortal Kombat with that colorway. God, I haven't thought about Smoke from freaking Mortal Kombat in forever. I can't believe we're sitting here at 7 o'clock in the morning watching a boxing match. But hey, I actually kind of like the timing too. The timing's sweet. I remember it was the Murata versus Triple G fight was super early in the morning. I was just like laying in bed and like watching it. I was like, this is kind of awesome. Start your day off right, you know? Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning and watching boxing. I got up at 4 so I could set up a stream so I could watch boxing. Remember when Silva got caught with PEDs and then he blamed it on erectile dysfunction pills? I did not know that. That's hilarious. All I gotta say is I'm so glad that this is in Japan and we get to hear every single punch because the crowd's gonna be silent during the rounds. We're gonna hear like every single shot. Finish. Finish him. What's scary is that Inoue's 29 years old, and when they first fought, he was 26 years old. So I wonder how much he's matured, man. Stream the fight? Why would I stream the fight when you can watch it on ESPN for free right now? I low-key would just admit I did PEDs, then say I had ED. It's a free, it's already, yeah, it's a free fight on ESPN cable. Why would I get banned by Twitch for that? Man, Suleiman from the WBC goes to all the big fights. What a great job. You get to go to all the WBC championship belt fights, which is all the good ones, generally speaking. How fun would that be? Oh no, they won't run ads. They won't run ads on this. I doubt they'll run ads in between rounds. Which is awesome. I don't know about cable, though. I mean, ESPN Plus, I'm watching it on right now. They won't. Yeah, he was in Australia 2 days ago. I know. Jimmy Lennon Jr. The Japanese love Jimmy Lennon Jr. Oh, this is so good. It's taken us 3 years to get this rematch. 3 years. But we got it. Very polite little golf claps all the way around. 3 years in between. Donaire, easy first round Hall of Famer. Five-weight world champion, Donaire. This is his 22nd title bout. Jesus Christ, man. What a career. Inoue loses. Get him up. Get him off the pound for pound list. Jimmy gets too many hoes. Oh, fucking Inoue's looking so mean right now. Oh my god, dude. Here comes the monster, man. Dude, Inoue is must-watch TV. Must-watch TV. Strap in, boys. We're gonna see a fight. Inoue's built like an anime character, dude. He looks like exactly what anime drawers will use as a reference. God damn. Oh yeah, Inoue's basically the boogeyman at this weight class. Because he just knocks everyone the fuck out. I mean, other than Donaire. That one, you know, other than that, you're looking at speed versus power a little bit in this fight. Donaire, kind of similar to how they started last time, the aggressor on the front foot. INOUE trying to use a looping lead left, also jabbing a little bit, but no real contact yet from either fighter. Yeah, he's terrorized this weight class for years. And he's done it fairly easily too. Donaire's got a little bit more bounce right now. INOUE's a little bit more planted. That's probably going to give him a little bit added power on his punches because he's going to sit down a little bit more. Ooh, lead left hook from INOUE. Hits the gloves, but kind of, they'll wake you up a little bit. Right now, INOUE fighting off the back foot. Right now, it's a lot more feeling out process for this first round. Oh! INOUE with a nice counter right there. That check hook definitely woke up Donaire. Oh, dude, the power punches, the body shots. Yeah, they're going to be good. Ooh, nice straight right hand from INOUE. Yeah, Andre Ward's right. Normally they are whisper quiet, but they are little bit. Oh, nice jab. Now they're getting into it a little bit. Now they're trying to mix it up. Donaire trying to get in the pocket. INOUE doing a great job fighting off the back foot. Oh, they exchanged jabs. INOUE's got that nasty lead left, man. Yeah, he's trying to get that reaction from Donaire for sure. And now here's INOUE on the front foot. Oh, right hand, and down goes Donaire! Woo! I don't think Donaire's hurt, but that was certainly a straight right down the pike hand that woke up Donaire. INOUE is going to come in and try to finish it. Oh, the round's over. Oh, baby. Beautiful, beautiful straight right hand. Let's see how he set it up. Oh, he feinted with the jab. Oh, yeah, man. So, hide the dope. I'll be honest. Our chat is super respectful and just like really, really, like everyone could disagree. Like people could disagree all they want, but, you know, we're all here just to have fun. We don't take it too serious. Temple shot. Yeah. GG's in the chat. Hide the dope. You think it's going to be all over? I don't know. Donaire took a body shot last time. Right in the temple. I think Donaire's okay. It was a good power shot, though. Exactly. Everyone should be allowed to have their opinion. You don't have to agree as long as you're just respectful about it. You know. Ooh, INOUE now having more success. And when INOUE smells blood in the water, he fucking goes crazy, man. He doesn't get reckless, but oh, another big left hand. INOUE's power is just doing too much right now for Donaire. Donaire's looking hurt. Oh, another big right hand from INOUE. Don't ever want Inoue to smell blood in the water. If Inoue's on the front foot, you're gonna, oh, another huge shot from Inoue. Inoue's gonna come to the body. Watch the body work. There it goes. Donaire comes back like a true champ. Oh, fuck me, man. That, oh, left hand. Oh, no. Donaire's hurt. How did Donaire stay up? Oh, no. Yeah, Inoue did knock down Donaire the second time. That's it. Fight's over. It's over. Knockout for Inoue in the second round. Holy fuck. That's a statement. That's a statement. Wow. You did call it. Wow. I feel bad for Donaire, man. A lot of respect for both guys. Holy crap, man. New to this weight class? Oh, man. See, hi the dope. Are you glad you got to watch some Inoue action here, man? Holy cow. Oh my God. Once he walled, I told you, Inoue is scary finisher. If he smells blood in the water, dude, he's going to knock your ass out. It's rare anyone can take more than the pressure that he gives you right after that initial knockdown, man. It wasn't long enough. Oh, you can always go watch their first fight on YouTube. Oh, yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Thanks for joining us. Donaire doing the really respectful thing here. Class act, of course. Donaire's cut. Look, like, you can't get hit like that from Inoue and get wobbled. He's gonna be all, and the thing is too, he does, like I said, Inoue doesn't go crazy when he smells blood in the water. He gets calculated and he gets fucking mean. He gets mean. Wow, yeah. He's super technical. One of my favorites was his last fight before this, where he literally had a beautiful body shot. The guy drops, and then he comes in, feints, and hits him to the body again, and you see the guy just like crumble. This was fast, yeah. First thing I see of fights is, yeah, it's wow, man. It's wow. Never been on pay-per-view in the US from what I understand. Yeah, Donaire using the art of deception. Dude, what a destructive, unbelievable destructive force. Look at Solomon making sure that no one covers up the WBC belt. And that's why he put it around him like this. He could easily go to 122. Dude, he's scary. I'm proud of Inoue. Dude, you should be proud of Inoue. Inoue is special, man. Inoue is special. He literally got a boxing community that's on the other side of the world to get up early just to watch him fight because he's that good. And he finished him. Yeah, dude, dude, hide the dope if you get some time. I'm telling you, man, go check out their first fight. It's crazy good. The question isn't, is Inoue good anymore? It isn't if he's pound for pound. It's what does he do next and who's next on his hit list? Because I don't know too many people that want to. The thing is, he doesn't have to do a lot of talking, man. He doesn't really have to like be like, oh, I'm gonna knock everyone out, all yada yada yada. He just goes in there and just destroys people. G-Fig, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. My goodness. Let's see what he has to say in the ring, if they're gonna do a proper kind of interview. I'm sure it's gonna be very, very humble and very like, yeah, it was great, a thing. My opponent's great, kind of thing. I'd love for him to be like, I'm coming up. I'm gonna be destroying bitches at 122. My goodness. So, man. Woo. And this is kind of scary. INOUE having this much power, man. Hide your kids. They ain't safe with INOUE. Oh, man. Die to see Loma versus INOUE. Seriously, guys. Because who else is gonna... I mean... He's probably one of the scariest guys pound for pound out there right now. Core. I really do wonder what INOUE would look like. If INOUE puts on weight, what his power would be like, man. Bro, they don't give a shit about us English speakers. This is for him. Yeah, the voice doesn't match the persona, does it, Shrek? ESPN, you know, went a little light on budget. They went a little light on budget because they had to fly everyone to Australia, so they didn't have the translator in here for right now. They're like, you know what? We're sending all these motherfuckers over to Australia. We don't have the budget for a Japanese translator right now. It's past your bedtime. I can hear the translator. All the Japanese people are like, okay, we don't care about these English. Let's just get going. At least the animator does sound, yeah, no, she does sound like an anime character. All right. Was in a Shrek. Saluting the crowd. Well, it's just out of like respect. Everything's like super, 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 super respect. Thanks the crowd, everything like that. It's customs. Even if you get knocked the hell out, you salute the crowd and everything. Bow to them. See what he says here. Come on. See if we get some answers. He's not gonna call anyone out. That's not the way they do things. Dude, can you imagine being Bob Arum right now? 300 years old, and you have this Japanese fighter that you probably got for, you know, a prime penny, nice shiny penny, and now he's this good. Okay, where do you go from here? So he's thanking people. The girl behind Inoue looks like she's gonna cry. She's so moved by the monster, she's gonna cry. At least people are quiet enough in the crowd that we can actually hear them. Just a... So he's saying that he wants to try to clean up basically this division, then move up if he can't. So... Yep. There's a reason you can't see Hera. Oh my god, Inoue versus to the next. All right. I think he wants all the belts. I think he wants all the belts at the weight division. So, I think it's time for him to probably move up, most likely. All right, boys. Thank you guys for joining us this morning for a very early morning stream. We don't do them often, but for Inoue, we do. Hopefully you had a good time. We'll be live on Saturday. Saturday we'll be here for Jaime Munguia and some UFC. So everyone have a great day. Hi, the dope man. I'm glad that you showed up, man. Super fun. Welcome to the community and everything. You can always join the Discord if you want to talk boxing and the Discord and stuff like that. Have a great day, guys.